Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the TonyPizzaGuy YouTube channel. My name is Zango, and today we are going to talk about new features that should arrive to the Nintendo Switch version of WWE 2K18. Just know that these haven't been rumored or confirmed by any outside sources, and instead, this is what I like to call wishful thinking. So, what are some of these features that we want to see on the Nintendo Switch version of WWE 2K18? Well, we have quite a bit, so make sure you guys sit back, relax, and enjoy the entire video. If you guys haven't left a thumbs up, please go ahead and do that and leave a comment down below on some of the things that you want to see on WWE 2K18 for the Nintendo Switch. So, I think it's a good time to let you guys know that it's been 6 years since a WWE video game has been presented on a Nintendo platform. 6 years. It's taken 6 years for Nintendo to release a WWE video game, and I think this is going to be huge. Now, there is one thing that Nintendo has the edge over Microsoft and Sony, and that is the fact that Nintendo has a huge history of defined characters. Now, you're probably thinking, Ango, what do you mean? Well, it's very, very easy. When it comes to Sony and Microsoft, you will never see the inclusion of Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, or Donkey Kong. And the reason why is because those characters remain exclusive to Nintendo, and I think this is the best way to make a splash for the return of a WWE video game on the Nintendo platform. So one of the few things that I will talk about today is the inclusion of Nintendo characters in the video game. So, you guys have all seen them on community creations, Mario, Luigi, Donkey Kong. There's been a lot of people that have used that in community creations, and they've been really cool and they've been useful, but there's never been anything official, and that's because it's never been on the Nintendo platform. So why not include a pre-order bonus for characters like Mario, Luigi, Waluigi, Wario, Donkey Kong, Toad. It doesn't matter how many characters. I think Mario and Luigi are the two necessary ones for sure. Princess Peach, if you're looking at, from the women perspective, but I do think this can be very, very cool. It's not, it doesn't make the game realistic. I know it takes up a couple roster spot, a roster spot or two, but at the end of the day, these characters have been, so famous for the Nintendo branding, and I think it would definitely help pre-order sales, especially when you consider there's going to be a deluxe edition and etc. So, the inclusion of Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, Donkey Kong, I think it would be a very fun element. I think it would be a very interesting element to the game because we have not seen something like this that's official. Now, the reason why this is fun is because, well, it's Nintendo. Nintendo's notorious for bringing their characters to tennis, baseball, basketball, soccer, but we've never seen them in a pro wrestling ring. So, this can be a very, very exciting feature when you consider the fact that it would be DLC. Whether it's pre-order bonus or DLC is the main question, but it's obviously Nintendo, and Nintendo has the opportunity to make a big splash. Now, there's a couple more features that we want to talk about, and there's one that I want to talk about more specifically towards the end because that's going to take up the most time. But number two, we got to talk about Nintendo Mario Kart being included for custom entrances in WWE 2K18. I think this would be so fun. I think this would be really cool. And the reason why is because Nintendo has Mario Kart, okay? And there's games like, there's games out there that have the ability to brand and expand their game by, branded attachments. So, for example, Rocket League, you're starting to see more brands get involved with Rocket League. I think with this, we have seen the old school American Badass Undertaker entrance. I think it makes a lot of sense for Nintendo to include a Super Mario Kart feature for custom entrances. I think it'd be really cool if you could customize these Mario Karts. I think it'd be really cool to have superstars make an entrance actually using a Mario Kart. And the main reason why is because why not? It's just a fun little element to the game. Sure, it's not realistic, but it does bring that arcadic feel, and I think that could be very, very exciting. Now, I can't imagine everybody liking that feature. But I can tell you that is a big part of Nintendo's brand. So Mario Kart Superstars, that are playable characters from Nintendo. What else can you add to this game exclusively for Nintendo Switch? Well, I think it's very obvious, the custom arenas. I think this would be another cool thing that could come in like a deluxe package of Mario maps being transformed into wrestling stages, right? Wrestling arenas. One thing that comes to my mind that can definitely, come out, I would say, is like Rainbow Road. It's a very, very famous Mario Kart map. It's a very famous track, and I think a lot of people can implement the rainbow colors into the arena. I think with the way the stage is, you can make it look like a racetrack and stuff like that. I mean, there's just so many cool different things that you can add. Wow, I can't believe that I'm even talking about this, because 6 years ago, or for the last 6 years, we didn't anticipate a WWE video game for Nintendo. And now that it's happening, there's so many things that you can actually see happen in the game. So custom arenas being based off Nintendo, it's a very, very cool feature, and I think it works out in a lot of the Nintendo favor. I think the Nintendo fans would love this feature. I can see people who aren't even a fan of wrestling buying this game specifically for the Nintendo characters and the Nintendo elements that are being added. At the end of the day, we are being told that the game is going to be very similar to Xbox and PlayStation, so these features would have to be, created additionally, whether it's DLC or pre-order bonus or whatever the case may be. But there's one more thing that Nintendo has the edge over Microsoft and PlayStation, and I want to take a couple minutes and talk about it, and that is the use of Amiibos. So, do you guys know how Amiibos work? If you don't, I highly encourage that you guys watch videos and Google it. But basically, Amiibos have a way to change the entire game when it comes to a pro wrestling video game. And I think this can be very, very huge, considering the fact that there has been no mention of this online at all. But imagine being able to download a character, right? And when you download this character through community creations, that's just kind of like your custom character, and that's it, right? It's just a custom character, and you're not really doing much with it. Now imagine if you walked into Toys R Us or Walmart or a store and bought an Amiibo that has the ability to do several things, okay? And this ability to do several things transforms the way your game is played. And that's why custom WWE figures turned into Amiibos would make a lot of sense. Not only for the way the game is played, but for the way of having fun. I think as a collector, I think as people want to make videos, I think it makes a lot of sense to add Nintendo's Amiibo series to WWE 2K18. Now keep in mind, these are things that we want. As I said in the beginning of the video, these are things that have not been confirmed by WWE, by Nintendo, by WWE Games or 2K Sports. I mean, these are things that we want. And I think Amiibos make absolutely so much sense for the game. I think when you consider that there's guys like Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle, and the list goes down. Finn Balor. Just imagine being able to get Amiibos, especially if you bought the deluxe edition, you get a specific Amiibo. I think it makes a lot of sense, and I think a lot of people would enjoy it. So I want to know what you guys think. How do you guys feel about Amiibos being in WWE 2K18 for the Nintendo Switch? Is that something you guys would like? Am I exaggerating? Do I make it sound like it would be more funner than it is? I don't know. These are things that I personally want to see. I think these things can make a very, very big change and a very big impact for the game itself. And that's why I'm excited for WWE 2K18, especially when you consider the fact that it's going to come out for the Nintendo Switch for the first time in 6 years. I mean, this game is supposed to be like Xbox and PlayStation. It's not supposed to feel different, but in this rare instance, I think it would be a very, very cool feeling. Now, one thing I do want to add, I think the additional Amiibos like Mario and the characters do make sense as well, but I think from the collector standpoint, it's one of those things that a lot of people, I don't use Amiibos. Me personally, I don't use them, I don't collect them, but I know for a fact that if there was a wrestling one, or wrestling related characters, I would 1000% buy it, especially when it could be used for the game. A lot of people have talked about VR and some of the new technology, and I don't think you have to confuse or get excited or overly excited for something that is not out yet. So, what is my final take on Nintendo Switch WWE 2K18. Regardless if these features were on the game, I'm still going to buy it because I have a Nintendo Switch. But at the same time, too, I think all of these features can add a nice element of fun to the game. So I want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you guys haven't followed us on Twitter, make sure you guys do so at Tango with Tango, at TonyPizzaGuy. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button and make sure you guys leave a thumbs up with a comment sharing your guys' opinions and your feelings towards the direction of WWE 2K18 coming out for the Nintendo Switch. Thank you guys for watching. Take care.